A Father's Love, Episode 14, The Accountability. I sat in the living room watching my favorite cartoon. I've watched it over 1,000 times. Each time I turned it on, the experience is always as if I'm watching a just-released blockbuster movie. Dad strolled into the living room and sat next to me. The cartoon showed a lion who seemed to be king of the land handing his newborn baby to the monkey as a sign of submission. The monkey didn't seem any stronger than the lion. Dad, it still amazes me that such a strong lion will submit to a feeble-looking monkey. Dad closed one eye slightly and nodded gently. Everyone needs to look up to a higher power, but more importantly, everyone has a higher power to account to. Okay, higher power. I laughed out loud. You just mixed a bunch of jargons about higher power. I'm confused. Needing a higher power is a choice you make if you yield to one, but accounting to a higher power is not optional. I paused the show. Dad, you own your company. Which higher power are you accountable to? Dad laughed. I'm accountable to different authorities in different spheres of life. Dad paused. In my personal life, I'm accountable to my parents or a parental figure. Spiritually, I have a spiritual leader. Business-wise, I'm accountable to investors, government and clients. I've always seen you as a self-made man all there by yourself, but you're confusing me now. If I'm a self-made man, I'll drop from the sky and will need nobody. There has to be a point where the buck stops. For example, you're accountable to the government, so who's the government accountable to? The government is accountable to the public that elects the government and also accountable to God. I can understand government accountability to the public, but to God? A lot of governmental authorities aren't aware of this. Some dictators either forget or do not understand being accountable to a higher power. It's interesting that as dirty as politics is, it still involves God. Politics is not dirty. It's just what people made of it. Remember this important truth when you get there. Dad said with a nonchalant attitude. I frowned. Dad, politics is not just in my blood. That's why I never contested any school politics. My dad told me some decades ago that I'll own multiple businesses. I never even gave it a thought as my plan was to get a suitable job and work in the same company for 35 years. Really? Seeing you now, I would never think you once had the ambition of working in a company for 35 years. I don't know why I said this when you get into politics, but the most important thing to remember is that you have a choice to need a higher power or mentor or authority, but you will always be accountable to a higher power whether or not you like it. There were a few minutes of dead silence. Dad, can I say I need you and I'd like to be accountable to you?